What's up everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And in today's video and in today's episode of Chess Reviews, we'll be reviewing not one but two games that I have played today. And both of those games ended very quickly. One of them ended in 6 moves and another one in 16 moves. And both of my opponents resigned after their very big blunders. So we'll be reviewing both of them, but I only have game review on chess.com once a day, so I will only be able to apply this game review on one of the games, which is going to be on the shorter one because I played that game first, but we will manage on the second game as well. So without further ado, let's get into the review of game number 1. So here we go. This is the game number 1, and right from the start you can see that my opponent has accuracy of 58.6 while I have accuracy of 92.2. I mean, this game ended in only 6 moves, so I'm not really surprised why I have such a big accuracy. But you know, my opponent is rating of 730. I have 724 after playing a couple of games today, but that is probably not my true rating, you know. I don't know what rating to give myself, honestly. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm 700, sometimes I feel like I'm 5. So I really do not know. It really depends on the game. It depends on what my opponents are playing, and it also depends like on like if I'm black or if I'm white, because I can manage a little bit better my position when I'm white, but here I played black and I managed to win by resignation because of their blunder. So let's start with the moves. So my opponent played e4, which is pretty normal, you know. This is a pretty classical opening. And then I responded with e5, because in this opening, when they play e4, I truly do not know what else to play but e5 and just mirror them, you know, and get on their nerves. And then they took out their bishop here, which is, what is this, a c4, and they decided to attack my pawn right, oh my god, no, not like this, no, like so, yeah, so they decided to attack this pawn, and I responded with knight to f6, and the bot here says that this is the best possible move, because I'm actually attacking this, and I took out my horse, I developed, and now I'm pretty much in a good position, but they're still attacking here. We have to remember that. So to get rid of that bishop and to get rid of that attack, I mean, they played a queen to f3, and they say that this is excellent move because this queen is then protecting this pawn, which could have just been taken by my horse. And this is like pretty okay for now. But to get rid of this bishop right here, which is still looking at my pawn, which is only defended by the king, I decided to play a move d5. And here bot says it's only good. But I think that this is actually an excellent move. Because, I mean, if he takes here, then I can take with my knight, and he takes with his pawn. Oh my god, no, like this. And then he takes with his pawn, and we're pretty much equal. But that did not happen. This person got kind of scared because they probably did not want to trade, and they took with their pawn. And here they say this e takes on d5 is actually excellent move, but I do not think so, because now they actually have fallen into my trap, which is to block their bishop here, and now their bishop is not attacking my pawn on f7, and that is how I got rid of that threat right here. So after that I decided to attack the queen, of course, because why is the queen standing here? I do not want her there, and she has to move. And here it says e4 is the best because you kick the opposing queen with the pawn, forcing it away. And of course the queen moves, but here the bot says that queen to f4 is actually an inaccuracy, because it ignores an opportunity to add a defender to a vulnerable pawn, which is this one, you know, probably that one, because it's the only one that is developed. But I do not know how is that vulnerable, because I mean, if I if I, oh my god, I have to right click. If I take here, he can just take, and then I can take with my queen. But it's still a trade, you know. I wouldn't give up my horse because of a pawn. So I do not know why is this such an inaccuracy. But you know, I think that he just should have gone somewhere back, somewhere home, because like, do not get into my territory, dude. You know, that is what I do not like. And then look at the next move. I decided to play bishop to d6. Here bot says it's only good. And you know, I'm attacking his, why is it going like this? I'm attacking his queen here. And of course it's defended by a pawn, so I am truly attacking. And he goes here, and this is the blunder, and this game review is almost over, guys. So they move their queen to f5, which is of course a blunder, because look at this. My bishop that is not even developed is staring at this queen that is not even protected by anything. So he couldn't even get something out of that trade. And of course I saw that because I wore my glasses this game. And here it says, this is a great move. That queen was yours for the taking. You capitalized on your opponent's mistake and now you are winning. And here it says, the engine says that I'm winning by 11.5, which is amazing. And then they resign. They immediately resign because, I mean, this is a 600 rating, it's 700, but people are pretty much in this similar mentality here. And, you know, when they saw, oh, I blundered the queen, because I was too fast and did not look and did not pay attention, they just decided to resign, which is, I don't know, okay. I mean, sometimes I resign as well when I blunder my queen, but it's not after 6 moves. You know, after 6 moves, you can still do something. You have 2 rooks, you have 2 horses, 2 bishops, all of your pawns. Like, it's just the queen. You can always get mine somehow, you know. But they decided to resign. So this game ended, as you can see, very, very quickly. So I don't know why they decided to play, because play this queen to f5, because it's just a pure blunder. They did not look. My bishop was standing at this field all the time because it was open. And here the bot is telling that they are estimating my opponent's rating to 600, which is 130 rating below their rating. And they're estimating my rating at 1400, which is wow, which is just amazing. I can't believe they really thought that I was 1400. Dude, what is happening? And my opening accuracy is 92.2, their opening is 58.6. So this is in the whole game as well, because we only played the opening, really. We did not play anything else. We just played the opening, they blundered, and they resigned. It was over in under a minute. It's amazing. I can't believe. Seriously, it was over in under a minute. Wow, just wow. So this is what happens when you're not looking, when you're not paying attention. And then those people, when they blunder in the opening, in the start, because they probably had a plan of like, oh, taking something here, checkmating me in like 3 moves, but they actually blundered the queen, and that is why they resigned. So from this game, what you can learn is to pay attention to where the bishops are looking. And I have problem with this as well. I am not like shading this person or whatever, because, you know, sometimes I blunder as well, because bishops stare so far away. They stare over the whole board if it's open. So you have to be very, very careful when it comes to bishops. And I just took my opportunity to take. I took my opportunities here to attack the whole time and to make him come into my territory and come closer so that I can take that queen and make my opponent resign. So that's it for the game number 1. And now we will be reviewing game number 2. So this is the game number 2, and unfortunately here we do not have game review, because I spent the one game review that I have on a daily on the game number 1. but we'll manage because it's only 16 moves, so it's nothing so complicated. See, I have 2 mistakes, 0 blunders, 0 missed wins. So let's start with the opening. Here I was white and I decided, oh my god, I am going to play my London system, because it's my favorite thing and it's honestly the only opening that I know so far. So you know, when I'm white I always stick to like the London here until I learn something else. But here for now I'm having a lot of fun while playing the London. So I decided to play d4. They responded with d5, which is, you know, I noticed that many people respond like that when I'm playing the London. Some of them play this, which is e5, that's England, I think. So then I just take, because why wouldn't I? And then I took out my bishop to f4, pretty normal for London, and they attack this pawn like this. So I decided to, what to do? Push a pawn, you know, it's nothing too complicated. And I push a pawn, and now he can't take and come here with his horse. He then plays move e6. I don't know if it's a he, you know. I'm just assuming their gender. I'm joking. I just feel much easier when I say he. I don't know why, it just comes naturally to me. But okay, they play the move e6. I don't know why, probably just to develop or to somehow defend, even though it's not attacked or something like that. I don't know what was going through this person's head. And their name is Kleiner Balkanis, which means small Balkan person in German. I don't know what, but okay. Then I took out my knight to f3, developing it, and you know, getting myself out of here so that I can castle on that side. Pretty normal for London. They play h6, and today I played multiple games, and I noticed that people's response to my London system is usually this, and then they push h6 so they can like get out with their rooks or something like that, and then they one person literally mated me because of this. So I have to learn like, what is this? They say that this is Queen's Pawn opening accelerated London system. Okay, so it's my opening. And then I took out my other bishop to d3 just to develop so that I can castle. Nothing extraordinary is happening yet. And then they played this, attacking my bishop, and now I just go back. I'm like, okay, well, I can't go here because they're going to take with a horse. Not like this. They're going to take with a horse. Here I can't stay because it's just taken with a pawn and it's a blunder. And where else can I go? I can go here. No, not like this. I can't go here. So I have to move back to safety and be pretty chill. And that is exactly what I decided to do and what I did. And then my opponent took their knight to f6, doing I do not know what. They just probably decided to develop and realized that it's time to castle. And now I took before castling, I decided to take out my other knight to, what is this, d2, because I want to connect my knights here, you know. I want to connect them just in case, because in previous games they would come here with the bishop and then attack and pin it to my queen or something like that. So I do not want to get in that type of position, so I decided, okay, let's connect the bishops first, because we have pretty much a lot of room to breathe and to castle eventually. So they took out their bishop, attacking my bishop. Attacking my bishop here. And I was thinking like, okay, if I castle now and he takes, I can take with my either f or h pawn. I mean, h pawn is better. But I do not want to damage the pawn structure here where my king is going to be. So I decided just to trade, because we would trade eventually. So it's better to trade in his part of the field than mine. And he decided to take with the queen, which is, I think, okay option. better maybe than taking with the pawn, because now he developed his queen. He's staring here with his queen at this pawn, and you know, it's better than to just take like this, because then his queen can't go out. So I think this was a pretty solid move, honestly. And then I decided to castle because, as I said, we have a lot of room to breathe. We can do whatever because we're playing the London, guys. And that is the charm, that is the magic of the London system. You can do whatever you want. The position is always in your advantage. I mean, not always, but pretty much all the time. And you know, you can just you can, even if you're in a very bad position, you can still find some solutions for yourself because you are in a pretty solid position here. And then next, my opponent decides to play knight to b4, and they are now attacking here my bishop. They are attacking this, and they can go here and attack my rook, which is, I think, you know, I mean, I can just take. But I was not seeing that move here, honestly, and I was thinking like, okay, I mean, I can take with my c pawn if he takes here, but then I am going to have literally two pawns like this in one line, which is not something that I would prefer to have. So I decided to give him a check instead, so that he can do anything. And then he put his bishop here, of course, because he does not want to move his king, because his plan is to eventually castle. So I decided, once again, for the bishops, I'm thinking to myself like, I don't usually play with my bishops that much, and let's just trade bishops, because I do not want his bishop to attack anything mine, and I will just take care of my horses then. And then of course he take with his king, and now he cannot castle. I was thinking, even while we were playing, why not just take with your queen? Why not? Because then you can castle and then you're fine. Why not just take with your queen, and then your queen is, I mean, she's not looking anywhere, but where is she looking at now? Nowhere, nowhere special. But he decides to take with his queen, king. And I was like, oh, okay, 700 rating, okay, fine. And then I do this, which is c4. And I played this because then he can't, I mean, he can jump here, but he won't take the pawn. And also just to ask him like, hey, do you want to take? Do you, oh my god, do you want to take my pawn? Like, I'm giving you the pawn. But I'm actually not, but you know, I'm pretending like I am. And then he jumps over here like, oh my god, I'm going to mate you, which is, I think his plan was to go here, and then I can't take with my king because of the queen that is staring here. That's probably why he took that bishop with his king, and then he has a free rook, which is not something, you know, because like this, and that is not something that I would like to have. So I decided to ask him a question here, even though he could still have done the same thing, which is jump over here. I still can take and then take the rook. But he did not do that. He actually got scared because I asked him a question, and he moved his knight to back to f6. And then I decided to, I was thinking like, I have an incredible move here, probably, but I have to prepare something. So I decided like, maybe it would be a good idea if I go here with my pawn, simply a pawn, and attack his queen here, because she has been standing there for a very long time and I do not like that. But how to defend that pawn? I mean, I could have just, honestly, I could have just played that immediately because I have a pawn here, but I did not notice that. So that is why I decided to go here, just to protect this field as well, and to develop my knight a little bit more. I think that I should have played just this, probably, but fine. I decided to do this, and now he does this. And he thought that he was doing something here, guys. He thought like, oh my god, look, you are you are definitely like losing your knight or something. Even though I can just take, and then he takes with his knight, and then he comes back into my territory, but doing absolutely, oh, but then he can come back here with the same plan. But I decided to ignore that and ask him a more important question, because now he asked me a question like, what are you going to do with that knight? And I decided to ask him a better question: what are you going to do with that queen, mate? And then he moves like this, and then I go here to check him. See what happened. It's very fast and very confusing. This was also a very fast game. I mean, I took a little bit more time than my opponent to think, but it's not my fault that he does not want to waste his time. Like, we're playing 10-minute game. You have 10 minutes. Why do you have to make a move in 1 second? So, I prepared like 2 defenses for this field, and then pushed my pawn here, even though I could have just done the move earlier, but okay, it's fine. Now, while I'm doing the chess review, I'm also learning something. And now he moved this, which is queen to c6, and he decided to like, okay, I have to defend myself. And now see, the engine is telling that I'm winning by 9.66 because I can just do this, and that is exactly what I did. I think that this is the best move that I could have done here, because it's a fork. See, it's a fork, and he can't eat this anyhow, so he has to move his king somewhere, probably somewhere like this, and he has to go back home, and then I just take my queen. I mean, his queen. And then he will of course take with the pawn, but like, for what? You are going to give your queen for a horse? Sure. And I was just in so much better position, and I think that because I traded those bishops, I actually managed to do this, because I'm actually better with my horses than with my bishops, and I actually prefer playing with my horses. So yeah, but actually maybe this was a good move that I prepared this horse here, because if I didn't, then I mean, I still would have done the same thing, just a move before, but still, and that made my opponent resign, because they saw it and they were like, oh, okay, so I'm losing a queen, I have nothing else to do here, I do not have 2 bishops, even though I do not have them as well, and they were thinking like, now I'm losing a queen, and I'm getting a knight for it. I don't like that trade, and this person is just actually me. He's just up in my territory. My king has moved. I cannot castle. Both of my rooks are pretty passive here, doing absolutely nothing, and that was just a GG for this person. So yeah, I'm kind of sad that I decided to spend that game review on game number 1, but I mean, I can't do anything about it, because I played game number 1 first, and I immediately went like to see what happened, what does the bot say. But here we can also see the engine, which is saying like, hello Sarah, you actually won. You actually made a good move, and I'm very, very proud of myself, even though today, like, I can show you, I won't hide these things from you. Now I can show you. Let me just check. Okay, you will be able to see this. See, like, I lose, then I win, then I lose, then I win, then I lose, then I win, then I lose, lose, then I win, win. So it's, oh my god, here I have actually a lot of wins. All of these things are wins. I don't know why and how this happened, but yeah, I sometimes lose, I sometimes win. The more you play, the more you will learn, the more you look at the games, the more you review them, the more you will actually learn and advance. So that is it for game number 2, and this was a very, very, very interesting game, honestly. So see the beauty of you won. And that is it for this chess review episode, everyone. Thank you for watching. I hope that you had fun, and I hope that you learned something new as much as I did. And honestly, this has been pretty fun. Even if I lost, reviewing your board, reviewing your play, and analyzing it and looking at it once again, but from a perspective where you do not have a clock on, where you are just looking at the moves, even though you already know what happened, but you're just looking into them more deeply, you're actually going to know a lot more, and that is how you're going to improve. So you just have to, after you play, even if you lose, review the board. You do not have to do this with every game, but sometimes like review the board just to see like what was the position, what happened, how could you have responded in another way, where was the mistake that you maybe made, or something like that. So reviewing your board is actually very important, and that is why I'm pretty happy that I have this channel and I have this series of chess reviews, because then we can review them together and we can all learn something new, and we can all see the beauty or the misery of chess, both both at the same time. Because from my perspective, this was beauty of chess, this was like amazing, such a beautiful thing that happened, but from my opponent's perspectives, both of them, it was a misery. Especially the first one that lost in 6 moves. Like, how? But both of my opponents blundered their queens. But I just think that my opponent number 2 couldn't have done so much, because I forked them and I made them lose the queen, while the opponent number 1 just wasn't looking. Opponent number 1 lost in 6 moves. They lost in the opening. They were just like, let's blunder. Let's not look. Let's just play. Which is not something that you should do in chess. Definitely think before you act, not just in chess, in life in general. And this is why I like chess, because it teaches you a lot of useful things that you can apply in real life as well. For example, think before you act. You can apply that in every possible situation, and not just in chess, but in chess as well, because if you do not think before you act, and you act and then you think, then you're going to see like, oh my god, what have I done? And that happens to me a lot, so I'm still improving as well. But I'm just giving out a little bit of advices for, I don't know, just for life, life advices. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this episode of Chess Reviews. Everyone, thank you for watching. I hope you liked it, and I hope that you had fun. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Come on guys, what's happening? And yeah, have a nice day. Good luck with your games. And do not forget to add me on chess.com. I see you, I see that you're watching, and I know that you want to be friends with me. So if that's the case, add me on chess.com. My name is just like my channel name, which is CapaCapetti, and we can be friends, we can play together, we can film a video together, we can do wonders. So just add me and we will be friends, and we can do whatever you would like. So yeah, thank you everyone. Also leave some comments about these games. Have you seen something that I haven't? Have you seen some moves that are maybe better than the ones that I have made? Had I maybe missed some opportunities here in those games? Or if you just have any general chess advices, like what should I learn next? What should I do next on this channel and in my chess journey in general? So if you have any advices, recommendations, tactics, whatever, let me know in the comments down below. I will be very happy to read them and to respond to them and to apply those advices in my further chess journey. So yeah, that is it everyone. Once again, have a nice day, and I will see you